Hi soulmates, welcome back to NASA's thread. So today we'll be learning how to make an asymmetric top with ruffles, okay, also known as a one shoulder top. So making this with this Dutchess fabric I have here. I have about 1 yard of this, okay. There's a remaining piece from my last project, okay, my last tutorial. So I went ahead to fold this into two, and I'm going to fold this again into four. So that I'm going to have four pieces of this, okay, because I'll be cutting the front and back together. The next thing I'm going to do is just to trim out the top part of this to make this straight at the top, because I'll be using that as my starting point. All right, I've gone ahead to do that. So I'll just pin this down quickly so this fabric will not be moving while doing this. So if you're working with the fabric that's mine, you can, as like mine, just go ahead and pin yours down so you don't make mistakes. So I'm just going to start imputing my vertical measurements. The first being my bust point, which is 10 inches. All right, I went ahead to mark that down. My under bust point, which is 13 inches. So I'm just going to mark that down. Okay, the measurement is actually not necessary. Okay, so my half length is 16. I'm going to be adding extra to this. Okay, I want but at the end of the day, let my top be at 20 inches, but I went ahead to mark 21 inches as full length, and I still went ahead to mark my half length. All right, so my half length is 16. The full length I marked here is 21. So by the end of the day, after folding and everything, I should have 20 inches or thereabouts. Okay, so I'm just ruling my lines now to mark out. I'm just ruling the points I make so that my lines will be more be shown properly, will be more out there. Okay, so I've gone ahead to do that. All right, so you can see that's the line there. The first is the bust point, the under bust point, the half length, and then the full length. Okay, in our full length we have our hemming allowance included there. All right, so don't forget to add that to your measurement because you need it. So the next thing we have to do is to measure out my shoulder, or half of my shoulder, which is 7.5. My shoulder is 15 inches. I divided by that by 2 and I got 7.5. Okay, I also went ahead to add half inch, okay, to my shoulder. So instead of marking 7.5, that after marking that I added half inch. Okay, so I have 8 inches on the shoulder point. Okay, and then I marked out my armhole. Okay, remember the measurement for to get an armhole, we divide around bust by 6 and add 1.5 to whatever we get. So I just ruled out the line there, and I'm going to be connecting the line from the top, the shoulder point I took down there. So this is what we have. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to take the midpoint of this, the line, the vertical line. Okay, made that, and I'm just going to make a curve down to the armhole area to get my armhole curve. So I just followed a simple way to just do this out. Okay, the top we're making is actually a simple type of top to make, quite easy but very beautiful at the end of the day. Okay, so I advise you do this with a very lovely fabric at the end of the day. So I'm putting in my horizontal measurement, my round bust divided by 4, and I went ahead to add 2 inches to that. Okay, so I'm just going to do that to all the other vertical measurements I have there. I'll measure that, divide it by 4, whatever I have as the circumference of my under bust, the circumference of my round waist, that's my half length, and then I'll replicate the same line for the half length. Okay, on the last line, because this top will not be getting to the hip point, so there's no need doing that. So I'll just use the same line for my full length. I hope you got that. So I went ahead to connect this together, right? And this is what I have. Okay, so at the neck area, I'm just going to mark my neck width. All right, so I'm just going to mark 3 inches for my neck width. Remember, we're marking the front and back together. Okay, we're going to mark this out first before we start cutting out the one shoulder. Okay, before we start doing the asymmetric shoulder we need. So this is all we need. I'm just going to cut this out quickly. Okay, remember, like I said, we're cutting the front and back together. So that means by the time we open this up, we'll have same measurements in front and in back and at the back, sorry. So this is what we have. I'm just going to remove the pins quickly. We have it looking this way. Remember I said that together. Okay, I'm sorry this view wasn't it wasn't shown so properly. This is what we have at the end of the day. So the next thing I want to do is to connect a line. All right, from that point I took, remember the neck depth, the neck width I took. Okay, I'm going to make a curve. I'm using my curve rule to connect a line to the other end of one of the sleeve. You can pick any of them to do this. Okay, I'm sorry this didn't show properly. Okay, I think I was out of camera coverage while I was doing this, right? So I'm really sorry about this. Okay, so this is what we have. You can see how it looks like. Okay, so you can see I went ahead to cut that out. Okay, so just make a slanted line from the neck depth to the other end of one of the armhole. Okay, so you get this right. Okay, so this is what we have. The next thing I'm going to do is to stitch down my shoulders right now. Okay, so I've gone ahead to do that. You can see this is how it looks like. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to fold in my armhole. Remember I added half an inch for this, so I'm going to use that to fold the part of this that has the hand. Okay, the one shoulder or that part. I'll be using the half inch I added for this to fold this down. So I'll just fold it by quarter of an inch and then fold it again by quarter of an inch. So I've done that. You can see how this looks quite neat. Okay, so we're going to leave that. Okay, so we want to remember this top has ruffles on it. Okay, we want to get our ruffles, what we need for our ruffles. Okay, the best way to get this is just measure around the top. Okay, the neckline of the top, just going to measure this round so I'll get accurately what I need. Okay, when I finished this I had about 37. Okay, to get this. Now for you to know accurately what to cut for this, you can decide to double it or triple it depending on how much gathers you want. So I did 37 times 2 and I had 74. So I went ahead to cut that out. So this is what I have. I'll go ahead and join that again and then hem the edge of this. All right, so I've gone ahead to do that. You can see I hemmed the edge. Okay, I didn't hem the sides of this. Okay, just the edge of this. So I also went ahead to make loose stitches at the top of this. Okay, for my gathers. Okay, I actually made 2 stitch for this. I'm just dragging this together to make my gathers. Okay, to give me the gathers effect I want. If you don't want to make gathers, you can decide to make pleats on this. All right, depending on the length of fabric you have. Ensure you, while gathering this, okay, like for me the measurement I took was 37. Okay, so while gathering this for yourself, ensure you get the accurate measurement. All right, even if you triple this and you want more gathers, ensure you have accurate measurement. All right, so I went ahead to do this. Okay, I was adjusting this and adjusting it till I got the 37 inches I needed to place on my top. Okay, I also measured this out to ensure I had accurate. Okay, and then continue doing this till I got it. So if you want yours to be more, the gathers to be more, just maybe times yours by 3, whatever number you get after your measurement. So I placed this. Okay, the main material is placed back. Okay, then while the ruffles is placed front, that's the back of the main piece to the front of the ruffles, so that by the time I stitch this down I will have the ruffles, the front of the ruffles in front of the material. I hope you understand what I explained. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I stitched it down. Okay, I've gone ahead to stitch it down. So the next thing I want to do is to top stitch on this. Okay, so that I will not have the inside of my top showing, that's the back of the top showing. So I'll go ahead and top stitch throughout this piece. I've gone ahead to do that. You can see how it looks like. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, I'm using a black thread and on a black material, so everything is not so visible. I'm sorry about that. Okay, but I hope you can see and you understand from my explanations. So the next thing I want to do is to join the sides together. The first thing I'm going to do is join the ruffles part together. I'll join that down first and then go on to my main piece. Remember I added 2 inches extra for this, for my hemming allowance, my sewing allowance, but I'll not be using, I'll just use 1 inch because I want this to be a bit free. So you can see this is our top. So you can also wear this like this. All right, I also went ahead to hem the edge of this top. You can decide to wear it like this. Okay, but for me I want to make a strap for the other end, that's the off shoulder part of this. I want to make a strap for this, so I went ahead to cut out this piece I'll be using for my strap. measures about 15 inches in length and 2.5 inches in width. So that by the time I finish folding this up and sewing it, okay, it's going to give me the desired length I want. So ensure you measure, you can wear this and have somebody measure it so that you know how tight it will be on your body while you do this, okay? So I'll go ahead and stitch this down and leave a space in between, okay? So you can see this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to do that, okay? I was unable to iron this while doing this because there was no light, all right? So to attach this to my top, I'm going to measure from the edge, that's the edge of the off shoulder part of this. I'm going to measure from the edge. Okay, I'm measuring 4 inches. That's the position my top is going to sit. Okay, so if you want yours to be higher, you can decide to increase by 5. Okay, I think that's okay. So just 4 inches. I did that, measured 4 inches in front, and I'm repeating this behind. Now the way this top comes, there's no zip anywhere, so you can decide to wear it whatsoever. You can decide to wear your off shoulder by the right, or decide to wear it by the left. All right, so I'm going to pin this down. I've already marked this out what I need, so I'll pin this down. I'll pinning this inside. Okay, I'll go ahead and pin this down. We don't want the rough part of the strap to be showing in front, so ensure you pin this inside, okay, and ensure your ropes are straightened. Okay, they should be in the same direction. Okay, so I'm just going to pin this down. Okay, all right, I'm using the fabric that's actually, it moves a lot, so it was actually quite difficult a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch this down and stitch it at the other end. So I've gone ahead to do that. You can see this top looks very nice. All right, so let me know if you'll be trying this out, okay, and ensure to subscribe to my channel, okay, and turn on your notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. You can see the top and how it looks on me. Okay, it looks nice. It's quite an easy top to do, and don't forget to like, okay, and comment. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye.